the label should be in quotes, kosher, or even better, kosher style. Nobody seems to care. This is why my mother mentioning that I have always wanted a dog was ironic. You would think a kid who belongs to a family that owns a dog food company would have a dog, wouldn't you? My parents explained that they liked dogs, but it's hard to keep a completely neat and clean house with pets in it. Apparently the guru's dog Lhasa was all right, but she was his dog, not mine, and didn't even seem to be very interested in me. Before his trip to Asia, Morris was always on the lookout for a mystical guru in the neighborhood. He would ask anyone who came from the general vicinity of the Himalayas if they knew of one, and also ask anyone who looked to him as though they might have. This included people from India, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and also Mexico, Puerto Rico, and Hawaii. I believe most of these people were frightened by my brother. Our father paid Morris a miserable wage, and even though he lived at home and saved every dime, it was going to take him a very long time to get to India. Then our great-aunt Elizabeth died. This was someone we had never met. She died and left each of us, Morris and me, $3,876. "I'm going to India," he told me. "I'm going to buy a ticket to Darjeeling, and then I'm going trekking." What's trekking? It's walking. I'm going to trek up into the mountains. And look for a guru. That's the general idea. And you're inviting me to come with you. Of course I would love that, but Mom and Dad are going to make you put your $3,876 in an interest-bearing account so you can apply the money to college. What if I don't plan to go to college? Doesn't matter. You're a minor, and they can make you do whatever they want. What about you? You're a minor yourself. I finished high school, and I'm working at a job. In this family, that makes me an adult, and I can do what I like with my money. The parents and I had a big discussion about all this. So you get to go on a cool adventure, I get to put my inherited money in some bank. Ah, but I saved the good part for last. You get to go to summer camp. Summer camp? Swimming, hiking, canoeing, crafts, archery, nature study, wood lore, and Mom and Dad are paying for it. Won't cost you a cent. Summer camp. Have you ever been to summer camp? No, but it's a great idea. I argued if I get to take a trip, you deserve something too. Summer camp is fun and educational. Crafts? Nature study? Archery? You're gonna love it, buddy. Wood lore? What's wood lore? 2. Mr. Mick Schwartz, who teaches phys ed at my school, was friends with my father. Not close friends. They had their hair cut in the same barber shop or something like that. In the summer, Mr. Mick Schwartz and his wife ran a summer camp, Camp Haka-Waka-Ha, and he showed my father a printed brochure with color pictures. Then, one evening after supper, Mr. Mick Schwartz came to the house. He had with him a long, bulky object that turned out to be a screen, like a movie screen, that unrolled like a window shade and stood on wobbly tripod legs that folded out. He was also struggling with a thing that looked like an odd-shaped suitcase which turned out to contain a slide projector. You put these little transparent color pictures into it, and a bright light projected them through a lens onto the screen. We turned off the living room lights, Mr. Mick Schwartz switched on the slide projector, and he showed us scenes from Camp Haka-Waka-Ha. Slide projectors are old tech now. They used to be popular. From the clothes the kids in the pictures wore, and their haircuts, and the weird brighter-than-real color, I got the impression that the pictures had been taken a long time ago. Listening to Mr. Mick Schwartz talk with my father, I found out that Haka-Waka-Ha was a pretty old camp, and it had gone out of business in 1959 because of some kind of ghost scare. It was abandoned, forgotten, and falling apart. Mr. Mick Schwartz got it cheap because it was all overgrown with weeds and poison ivy. Some of the buildings were ready to collapse, and the lake was mostly dried up. Mr. Mick Schwartz fixed up the old camp. He hired a guy to come in with a machine called a brush hog, like a giant lawnmower, and clear out the thick undergrowth, weeds, and young trees. Then he slapped paint on the wooden buildings, got rid of most of the mouse nests from inside the cabins and most of the snakes from under them, sprayed for bugs, mopped goo on the roofs to keep them from leaking, and tacked patches on the camp canoe. Not that it would ever be used. To get to what was left of the lake, you'd have to drag the canoe.